Hello everyone, Jonas here with another replay for you. Today I actually have aTnSocKe, our Protoss player in the top right corner, versus LiquidTLO on our top left corner. I did actually post a replay of these two guys playing just a little bit ago. Actually, not a little bit ago, it's been about 3 days ago. And it was actually LiquidTLO showing us how to play Terran, dominating aTnSocKe here. So we'll see if aTnSocKe can get some revenge here in this second game that I am posting here. But I definitely expect some great play. Once again, TLO is a wonderful player. I mean, he definitely has lots of great strategies. He really likes to mix it up and show us some new things. So we'll see if he does anything out of the ordinary this game. This map is definitely a very, very large map. They are going to have cross positions though. But if you look at the actual expansions though, it's very easy to secure and expand on the space. The third expansion even is secure. Pretty secure as well, but you can block this choke off, but you do have this back base though where you have to block this off as well. So it can be kind of tricky to block this off, but they're so close together so it's easy to expand off of, and also the bases are very far apart, so it takes fairly a lot of time to get across. Plus you can sneak so many bases down here that a lot of people like to do that are so hard to scout because the bases, the actual map is so big. So we'll have to see if they take advantage of that or not. TL throwing down a barracks at his choke here and going for a refinery. Very standard play from him. And then we are going to see the very standard play from aTnSocKe as well with the assimilator and a gateway. Doesn't look like either player's going to cheese. We do have aTnSocKe actually coming across the map, and he's going to be able to scout inside TLO's base to see exactly what's going on here very shortly. He's going to come up here and he's going to see a barracks. That's about it. And one gas. So he's going to be aware that TLO is going very standard. He probably won't expect any cheese early on since he does see this build. And he's going to be able to stay in here for a little bit of time, but the Marine is going to be popping, so he needs to get out here as soon as he can. That way he doesn't actually lose his probe. We do have TLO going the wrong direction, so he's going to be scouting aTnSocKe fairly late. And aTnSocKe is going to be throwing down his Cybernetics core already and producing off of one gas. Not getting a second gas yet, so we aren't going to probably expect any type of gateway play or any like going fast to Colossus or something like that. He's probably going to go pretty standard 3-gate, possibly 4-gate or 3-gate to expand. We'll have to wait and see what he does. We are going to see TLL. He's going to be throwing down a second barracks, and he's going to be throwing down the reactor instead. Very interesting to see that. Most Terran player like to start with the tech lab so he can get some early pressure out with Marauders and also the concussion shell. But he's going to be going for reactor, so lots of Marines are going to be produced from TLL early on. He also going to be throwing a forward bunker out, so that only means one thing, and that means expansion is going to be produced here very shortly. aTnSocKe chrono boosting out a stalker to get one out on the map as soon as he can. Even getting a zealot out here too, so he's going to be moving across the map. Probably take the zealot, not go for now, wait for the stalker, and then go right up to this choke and see this bunker that's placed in front. Or that's what I'm expecting him to do. And there goes the stalker right now. We are going to see him throw down a third gate or second gate at this point in the game, and also a third gate. So 3 gates going down. I doubt we'll see a 4-gate. Still only 1 gas though, which is very surprising to see. So definitely interesting, I would have to say. And we are going to see him actually just wait for the stalker, and the stalker's finally going to get here, so he's going to be pushing up this ramp, but he's going to be surprised when he sees this bunker out here. The expansion still not actually being completed though, and he's actually blocked this off like he's expanding, so very shocked about that. And here comes the push, and he's going to back away right away since he does see that bunker. Now he's probably expecting an expansion, I'm assuming, and we look at his map. Does he see anything? I don't know. I mean, that's interesting to see. I don't know if he's really expecting anything from that. We'll have to wait and see. I mean, he's probably thrown off right now thinking, fast expand. Oh my goodness, I got to expand too. But he's not. He's playing very cautious here, not throwing up a fast expansion yet and getting nervous off of this. So he is going to be going 3 gates still. So we're going very standard here. And he's going to be finally expanding here though. So he's throwing up that expansion, but we have TLO not expanding yet, not even throwing up an expansion yet. So very interesting play. Yeah, I guess he's going to try to put some fresh pressure on to make him force him into expansion. And look at all these Marines pushing across the map. I don't think TLO should push quite yet, especially if he's going to be putting some early pressure on. He kind of shows him exactly what he has. 2 Marauders coming across the map. aTnSocKe's probably wondering, what the heck? How does he have so much already? Because he probably expected that fast expansion. And we do have Stalkers on the back picking off some Marines. The Marauders do get in front, but they have concussion shell. This could be really bad. And here we go. We do have a forward push. Marauder does go down possibly, and a Marine does go down. That's about it. And here we go. We have Micro from TLO trying to pick off as much as he can. Zealots are in front doing a great amount of damage to those Marines. And the Marauders are trying to do as much as he can. Going to go for this Stalker and possibly Sentry. The Sentry and Stalker does get picked off. Zealots are the only thing that's left. And with that concussion shell, he might actually be able to pick off all this army. And then we do have Stalkers from the front as well. And TLO trying to micro as much as he can. But these Zealots are being really annoying. And he is going to be able to pick off that whole army. Zealots coming in here, still picking off a lot of stuff. Not doing a great job with the micro there from TLO. I expected him to be able to deal with these Zealots pretty easy, but he's actually losing his Marauders and his Marines. The only thing that's left is one Marine or one Zealot. These two Marines are going to be cleaned up by the reinforcements from Sake. So that was definitely not a really good attack at all. And now he's going to be so far behind, being on just Marine tech and Marauder tech with no expansion out at all. And not looking good for TLO, unfortunately, early on. And here comes more pressure from TLO. TLO is going to go for this Marauder, or the Stalker first off. He's going to die. These Stalkers are trying to get away. And it does might get a... Nope, it does go die. It dies finally. But these Marauders are trying to slow down the Zealots. The Zealots are going to be picked off. And the only thing that's left are the Stalkers. And they are going to get away here. But if we look at the worker count, I'm scared to look at this. 22 to 38 is the worker count. We have Sake far ahead now, showing us he's not going to let TLO 2-0 him in the next two matches we've seen. So here goes some pressure from from Sake. Two Stalkers come up on the ramp, but here comes the pressure to the main base of TLO is going to push on Sake. He's going to go for the expansion, possibly pick some stuff off here. Workers get pulled off. He's going to go for the worker kills, and these Zealots are going to die pretty fast here. And he's going to go for the actual Stalkers here to slow them down. And one Stalker does go down. The Zealot and these three Zealots are going to be doing a lot of damage to these Marines or Marauders, though. Pulling off some probes off the line. And he's going to try to micro this out and kill as many workers as he can. Doing a pretty good job there. Killing a few workers there. And we do have Sake pushing back. But reinforcements are going to be coming out here very shortly for Sake, I'm expecting. And there comes some Stalkers right now. The Zealot does go down. More workers have to be pulled off once again. And TLO's not holding up on this pressure. He's keeping it going. And Sake trying his best to keep alive. And these workers have free kills on, or free attack on these Marauders. And all the probes are going to die. And here comes two Zealots and a lot of Stalkers in the back. And we have LiquidTLO just going for the workers on the worker line, picking off a lot of workers. And he's going to have to back away. He's going to lose these Marauders if he doesn't. And I guess he's going to sacrifice them. Picks off the Zealot. Some more units are streaming in. He needs to back them off, though, before he loses them. And he's going to actually just, I think, forget about these guys. Nope, he's going to go for the scout up here to make sure there's no third expansion. Worker tab, 29 to 37. After all of that harassment, after destroying all those workers, look at that, 30 to 39. He's still far ahead in the worker count. Isn't that unbelievable? Protoss and their Chrono Boost, my goodness. So here comes the attack from Sake now. Sake is going to return the attack into LiquidTLO's main base here, or expansion here possibly. Taking the Zelnaga once again, and that Pylon has not died. Pylon the Pyro is doing a great job. And we are going to see Sake possibly push up here, and he is going to not do it maybe. I don't know what he's doing. Alright, so we are going to see him push up finally here. There's two bunkers on the complete, but look at that. Nope, he didn't. I thought I heard him stem for a second there. I guess I didn't. So we do have one force field go down. Very interesting force field. Guess who's trying to pick off some stuff there. Sake returning to his other Zelnaga. So he has full control over these Zelnagas, which is very important. You can see exactly what's going on. We do have combat shields and attack 1 going down for our Terran player, LiquidTLO. And we also see the actual box bay being completed for Sake. So Sake's going to have some Colossus out here very shortly. There is no starport. There is now. He's going to go for Medivacs first. No Vikings yet. So TLO needs to do something. He's looking pretty bad right now, being kind of far behind in the economy. 42 and 47, not too bad, I guess. It's pretty even with the mules in there as well. Still anybody's game, but look at that. We have Sake taking a third expansion, almost completed. He's going to start saturating this very shortly. And there he goes. He's going to start to bring in some probes over there right now from both bases. So he's going to be 3-2 bases here, being ahead of TLO here. One attack going down, about 50% done. Combat shields just got completed, and we do have one armor going down for TLO. So he's doing a great job with his upgrades. We have one Colossus on the field, and then we also have that extended thermal lance coming out as well. We do have SCV over here. They destroyed the rocks. I'm sure we'll see a command center here very shortly for TLO. So he'll be on 3 bases here very shortly. And there he goes right now, saving for that 400. And there it is, and there goes the command center. So he is going to be on 3 bases as well, but I mean, Sake is going to be a little bit ahead there. 1,600, 1,700 to 1,400 minerals per second. So he's going to be ahead in the actual economy there. We do have a push from TLO coming across the map, though. 2 medevacs, lots of marauders and marines, but that's a very scary force. Good force fields, plus that Colossus is going to take this army out pretty easily, I think, as long as he's able to put some force fields down. Force fields do go down, and he picks off 1 marauder there, but the marauders are doing a great job keeping back, not getting split up, and he only lost 1 marauder there. It looks like he does have a drop coming across the map here, going for the back of the base of Sake possibly. He needs to be very careful, though. TLO needs to not lose these troops, and here comes the push. Possibly he does drop down, and he's going to just pick off a pylon there. And we do have Sake pushing across the map, though, and he does go back finally to his main base. And we do have TLO just saying, I'm going to get out of here probably. Oh my goodness, he's going to be very careful with these medevacs, so he doesn't want to get picked off. And here we go. We are going to see them come right in the heart of Sake's base. And he's going to be able to expect him to drop, and then he backs away. And look at this, catches Sake way out of position possibly. I think he's confusing me and Sake here. And oh my goodness, he needs to drop this or he's going to be picked off. One medevac does get shot down. Another one does die as well. This army is trapped inside this base. Very, very interesting choice for this drop. The Colossus are going to be from the back as well. This army easily gets picked off. I don't understand that drop. I think that was a waste there. Interesting pick from TLO. And we do have some marauders out of position completely. They also get picked off as well. This is not looking good for TLO. Don't know what he can do this late in the game now. He needs to do something here. This is not looking good. That drop was very unsuccessful, and he's been behind in the economy all game. 55 to 72 is the worker count now. 20 workers ahead. But we do have +2 going down for LiquidTLO, and STEM almost completed finally. It's going to be completed in the next 10 seconds. Attack 1 and Armor 1 going down for the Protoss units finally. So we do have TLO a little bit ahead in the actual upgrade category, but in the army category, not so much. 142 to 125 is the actual army count. Army supply 65 to 70. A lot of that difference is going to be worker, which is 78 to 58 is the worker count. My goodness, that's a lot of worker difference. There are 20 workers exactly, 21 now. But the army size is about even, but we have we do have actually TLO pushing a little ahead in the worker count. 74 to 69, not worker count, but army count. Workers lost, 20 workers for LiquidTLO, or I'm sorry, am I reading that wrong? Yeah, I am. 20 workers killed. 20 workers were killed by LiquidTLO, is what I'm trying to say. My goodness. And sorry, I'm pushing the wrong thing there. So this is going to be interesting to see what happens here. Both players macroing intensively here. We do have Sake actually on 4 bases compared to 3 now. So TLO is just falling behind by the second. And look at that, level 2 attack and 1 going down for Sake, and a level 2 attack for and 2 armor for LiquidTLO. So they're actually both getting fairly even on the upgrades. And even Zealot Charge working on that. Zealot Charge coming out. And a Dark Shrine is being processed. So basically everything possible you can do for Sake is being done. So here we go. We do have Sake pushing across the map. This is looking very, very scary for LiquidTLO here. There's a couple Vikings on the field. And he's working on that 1 attack for his upgrades for his Vikings here. A little bit of drop going down for TLO, destroying a pylon down below here. Doesn't really do much to aTnSocKe though. He doesn't supply block him or even cap him at all. So definitely looking very promising right now for aTnSocKe. aTnSocKe showing us how a Protoss can macro and just be very efficient compared to Terran that doesn't want to expand or stop any harassment. Look at that, throwing down so many gateways as well. 5 more gateways going down. Storm going down. So, I mean, whatever aTnSocKe can produce, he can at this point. He has all the tech buildings he can possibly get. Dark Shrine even down. Possibly going to do some harassment. All these Vikings coming across the map, though. Definitely a very scary force from LiquidTLO. And this is going to be an interesting engagement. There's a lot of Colossus in this mix, though, but there's a lot of Vikings as well. If Vikings get the first hit on these, this can be really bad for aTnSocKe. I don't think LiquidTLO wants to engage on this ramp, though. This can be really bad if he does decide to engage up here. Doing the smart thing, going up on the actual second base or the third base of aTnSocKe. Vikings are going to be up here first. They're going to pick off 1 Colossus, so he needs to be very careful here, able to pick off these Colossus before they can actually engage up here. And all these Marauders are going to come in here, and one of these Colossus are going to go down again. So only 3 Colossus are surviving. Good force fields do go down, but don't really split off the army though from the back end of it. And he is able to snipe an expansion, was what he wanted to do, and he backs away right away. Both players maxed out at this point in the game as well, so this is going to be anybody's game at this point. But if you look at the minerals, another attack going down. Sorry, I missed that. And we are going to see him back away once again. TLO is to get out of there because there's going to be some Dark Templars in here trying to pick off these Marauders. But look at those minerals I was saying before. 2,000 minerals at one point there for aTnSocKe being maxed out. So looking very scary for TLO here. TLO is spending his minerals pretty efficiently. Attack 3 almost completed, and Attack 3 is started for a Protoss aTnSocKe. And it looks like we do have aTnSocKe doing a hidden expansion down in the bottom right. This can be very big if he doesn't catch this, TLO that is. Storm being researched as well. Storm is about 20% done. And great upgrades for TLO though. That's the good thing about his upgrades. And we do have an engagement possibly coming in here for aTnSocKe. aTnSocKe has a very, very scary army coming up here. But TLO has the actual high ground advantage, so this should be interesting to see. Doing a great job with all these Vikings, going over to pick off these Colossus as much as he can. And he's going to be able to pick a few of them off. And these Stalkers are doing a lot of damage though to these actual Vikings. The Vikings are going down pretty fast. Force fields go down as well. And look at the Colossus being torn apart though, and the Vikings actually surviving after all that. Not looking good now for aTnSocKe actually. aTnSocKe is being pushed back here, and this is looking pretty bad. But look at all those units, all those Zealots being warped in, and heavy Viking count with not that many Marauders or Marines can really devastate this army. Here comes the push from aTnSocKe. Look at all those Zealots though in this mix with charge. May I add on there? They can't get in position though. Here comes the charge. Oh my gosh, look at them tear apart those Marauders right away. DT's even in the mix, chasing his army back. That looked like it was going to be very promising for TLO, and it just goes back the other direction from aTnSocKe. aTnSocKe just has so many minerals in the bank and keeping his Zealot count high to deal with this mix of army count that LiquidTLO has. This base is completely saturated, or going to be completely saturated here in minutes here. Getting 2 gas up, so the simulators are going to be actually up and going here very shortly. Looking very good for actual aTnSocKe. aTnSocKe has his, my goodness, I mean, he's so far ahead. Even with some good harassment from TLO, he's just so far behind. All those minerals in the bank, 2,000 minerals in the bank, completely maxed out. And he's going to have Attack 3 here very shortly as well. So, I don't know. This is not looking good for TLO. TLO trying to keep in this as much as he can, but he needs to expand. And this one DT just destroyed some guys there. But the bad thing is aTnSocKe is aware of this drop, and he is going for this drop possibly. Oh my goodness, is he going to be able to pick this drop off? This would be so big if he's able to get down there in position. This is going to be close. Here we go. There is blink on these Stalkers so that they can get down here, and they might be able to pick something off. Oh, he backs away at the last second. That could have been huge for for aTnSocKe, and aTnSocKe is going to back away and not even going to protect his base. So this third expansion down here might be picked off, but there's a lot of units being warped in, and that's going to basically do it for this army, I believe. 3 cannons and stalkers and zealots, even a storm up. There's no storm on this guy yet. 75 energy is what you need, and he doesn't have quite that at all. He's about 15 energy away. Here comes the army move in here, and it's going to do a lot of damage, but look at all the army of the zealots marching in here to try dealing with this. And here we go, more zealots. Look how all those zealots he can actually warp in, because all those minerals, 3,000 minerals in the bank now. Feedback goes down on the medevacs, and these marauders trying to do as much damage as they can. Even throw down another hidden expansion here. So this drop is trying to pick up as much as he can. It's not really spending much of his minerals, so he's still up about 3k. And we do have another push coming up here on the top. Oh my gosh, look at that storm just go down and just annihilate that army. And that's basically TLO's army, I think. That's pretty much GG. He does have a few banshees in the back here, and he cleans up this army after that engagement. So not looking good for TLO at all. aTnSocKe playing an unbelievable game here, and just basically just way ahead. Maxed out again compared to TLO's 158 army. TLO trying to expand down here, but there's a Zealot down here blocking that, or Dark Templar blocking that, so he's not able to actually expand. Very frustrating, I'm sure TLO is under right now. He's like, oh my gosh, what can I do? And then we do have another Dark Shrine going down for aTnSocKe, so I guess his Dark Shrine was destroyed earlier. I missed that, sorry. I guess there's another drop that TLO is trying to do, but it got basically annihilated. And we do have looks like LiquidTLO coming down here at the bottom base, and he might be able to do some damage here, but no, that's a pretty large army there. He does have cloak though, so he might be able to cloak these guys, but look at that feedback go down on all that army, and there goes that Raven. It dies pretty much instantly. His army's going to be picked off though by these Banshees and these Marauders, and he's going to be able to push down here, but look at this massive army from the back. Zealots and Stalkers and Colossus, oh my, here we go. We are going to have them actually come in from the back, and TLO trying to push in here to do as much damage as want. The minerals are starting to go down about 1,600, but that's still a lot compared to our poor TLO here. And here we go, the army's going to push in here from aTnSocKe and just finish this up. And that's going to be a dead army here. Observer even joining up the party to be able to destroy these cloaked Banshees. And on the other side of the map, we do have Zealots coming in here to try to kill this expansion. And we're going to have Planetary Fortress going up, so he's going to be able to survive this attack though. And he's going to be able to start to saturate his expansion. He is almost basically mined out though. This is his only working mining station is down here and here. Look at this though, expansion going up here, fully mined expansion here, and then he does have this one that got destroyed that he can actually easily saturate. But we have another push coming across the map from aTnSocKe. aTnSocKe's getting a lot of damage done by these Banshees, but he's going to be outnumbered here, and this expansion is going to be saved, unfortunately, for TLO here. TLO just being destroyed all over the map here. He's trying his best to put as much pressure on as he can, but it's just not working out for LiquidTLO. TLO does have this base fully saturated now. Look at all those mules go down, so he's going to be able to get a lot of minerals in, but he's going to actually lose his base here very shortly. Here comes the push from aTnSocKe. He does have somewhat of an army, but he's getting positioned to protect this. This is his only main base. He can't lose this. This is not good at all. This is going to be basically cleaned up in 2 seconds. TLO trying to get in position as fast as he can, but this is not looking good. He needs to start repairing this. Repair this as fast as he can, or he's going to die. Oh my goodness, this is dying so fast. Look at the storms go down all over all of his workers. His workers getting destroyed. Oh my goodness, but here comes the army, and it's going to be actually annihilated as well. And there's the GG from TLO. Whoa, my goodness, poor TLO. He was trying his best to get back in that game, but the beginning was just not successful at all. He tried putting some early pressure on, tried to trick his opponent into thinking he was expanding and fast expanding, going for a lot of Marines and Marauders, putting some good pressure on, but it wasn't just not enough, and we had just aTnSocKe basically macroing up during the attacks, still pulling ahead with his expansion and holding off those attacks from LiquidTLO. Anyways, we do have both the games going both directions. TL winning the first game, aTnSocKe winning the second one. I hope I can see some more replays from these guys to see, who can actually go up from each other and go 2-1. But anyways, that was fun to watch, and I hope I keep on finding replays from aTnSocKe and TLO. They're both fun guys to watch, and I hope you enjoyed this replay. I am out of breath, and you guys have a great day.